Hi guys, welcome back to my XVS guide. Now I'm gonna review Nalu. So I must say she is kind of niche character. So let's begin from her stats. So like you can see that Nalu's stats is like other Neo-Vision. It is quite decent, especially her normal form. She gets 270% attack boost, which is pretty high. But the main problem is like you can see that her defense and spirit are pretty low, okay? So this can become a problem if you fight in Tangier Extreme, where you need to have certain spirit and health, okay? But if you're able to bypass that, then it's okay. I talk about in Tangier because Nalu is a beast killer, so it is important to put this on note, okay? And for killers other than beast, she also has insect and plant, which make her maybe quite good for Antenola Extreme. And her price shift is a little bit better because she has 150% instead of 125%. And yes, on her bright shift form, she also get 100 attack boost, okay? It's quite not disappointing, but if you remember, Lauren gets 500 attack. Yes, 500 attack, right? So 100 attack, it may be good, but maybe not as good as Lauren. Okay, so other than those things, nothing special about Nalu's stats. Okay, so let's take a look on her abilities. So on her normal form, she can become both Bolting Strike and Stardust Ray Chainer. But the main problem is her abilities are locked to Thunder element. So this will become a problem if the enemy resists against Thunder. That means Nalu will become pretty much useless, okay? And yes, actually, innately, Thunder imbued is not that bad, okay, as long as the enemy don't resist, because remember, Nalu is true double hand character, so you don't need to worry about imbuing yourself with Thunder element. But again, another good thing about Nalu is she able to give or imbue Thunder element to one ally for 4 turns. But it is a cooldown ability and the cooldown is 5 turns. But I think it's okay, you can basically one off turn, you can use Imperil or whatever you want, okay, very nice. And yes, this is good because remember that Nalu is able to chain with Bolting Strike and Stardust Ray. That means she has wide range of chaining partner as long as the enemy don't have Thunder Resist. Okay, so you can partner her with Starlight Elena, you can partner her with Rain, very good. And on normal form, she has 100% Beast Killer buff. So yes, it's pretty good. That's why I talk about Intangier Extreme. I believe she will do well on Intangier Extreme because Intangier doesn't have Thunder Resist, right? And yes, if you fight against enemy who use Thunder, you can give your party 70% Thunder Resist. But again, enemy who use Thunder Elemental attack usually resist against Thunder, so kinda annoying. And like Red 13, she able to give herself 10 physical evasion for 5 turns. But the annoying, maybe I can say annoying, because like you can see that the attack is not Stardust Ray, not a Bolting Strike, but like a finisher attack, okay? Nice damage, but you can only use it 3 times. So if you really need evasion, then I think Red 13 is better. Unless, of course, you can finish the enemy before you run out of this buff. And for the damage, like you can see here, nothing special. It is 77 like other previous Neo-Vision, okay? 72, nothing damage breaking, but yeah, at least she doesn't have fake damage modifier. What I mean by fake is like 90 times, 100 times, but it turns out they don't have +6 times or whatever, something like that. Nalu doesn't have problem like that. And on normal form, her best Thunder Imperil comes from her Limit Burst, okay, 120%. So you can use it on your off turn before imbuing ally with Thunder Element on the next turn, because like I said, one turn one turn off without Thunder Imbue for your partner. And yes, the problem with this limit burst is it is 23 hits attack, so the damage will be bad unless you have Nalu duplicate. Okay, but still, the attack magic buff may be nice if you don't have someone who able to buff it. But again, most top tier DPS able to buff themselves. Okay, so enough about the normal form. Now let's take a look on Brave Shift. So on her Brave Shift form, she cannot chain with Bolting Strike, but yes, she's still able to chain with Stardust Ray, and she become finisher on this form. The good reason to become this Brave Shift is because she has better killers on Brave Shift, and second reason is she has this 130% Thunder Imperil. 10% better, but trust me, it will matter. Okay? And the damage from this 130% Imperil is not bad at all, okay? And yes, like you can see, she can deal about 120 times, okay? Using her Grandis, using her cooldown, she can deal about 360 times damage per turn. That's quite amazing, and I think the animation of the finisher is quite fast, so you can land this perfectly. Okay, this is nice. This is 3 attacks, but like I said, pretty easy to land because they are fast. And yes, for the limit burst, I must say maybe it's quite interesting, but no, I just lied to you, okay? Because yes, she doesn't have LB damage buff in battle. Sure, she has 100% LB damage from her passive, but without any boosting from equipment, from buff. That means this limit burst only deal 234 times, which is less than your triple cast finisher abilities. Okay, so you don't need to worry about this much, okay? Your abilities already deal tons of damage if you fight right type of enemies, beast, insect, or plant. So enough about Brave Shift abilities. Now let's talk about equipment, partner, and abilities awakening priority. So on her standard and Brave Shift form, she is basically same, okay? You only need to focus on building her attack through double hand. And one thing I want to talk about is about her weapon, okay? It's kinda useless to have this Vajrayana because not almost, all of her strong abilities are already locked to Thunder Element. Okay, so I think if you have better two-handed spear, or maybe you want to use other weapon than spear, maybe for the sake of killer, limit burst damage, or whatever, you can do that, okay? Because I can say that her Trash Mastery word is still perfectly usable at this point of the game. Because wow, 50% through double hand, 25% attack, you can use that, okay? And yes, she also able to equip Great Sword, so it may be worth it. And yes, of course, if you want to equip Fire Elemental weapon, that's also can be done, but make sure your partner also able to imperil that fire resist. So yeah, at least you may dual element, but you still deal maximum amount of damage. Okay, for dual element, you need to imperil both elements to get the same effect. Okay, maybe why you want to go to dual element? Maybe you want to do elemental chain. Okay, so that's reason for you. And that's enough for equipment. For partner, of course, the best partner, Starlight Elena, Baltier. So Bolting Strike, maybe not meta on Japan, but again, many of you have pulled for Starlight Elena. And yes, she can become partner with Starlight Elena because first, Starlight Elena doesn't have Thunder Element, so you can simply imbue Thunder to Starlight Elena, or you may even don't need to do that because remember, Starlight Elena on normal form is through dual build, so you can simply equip Thunder Elemental weapon. Okay, and for Baltier, both of them are Thunder Elemental chainer, so good. For Rain can increase limit burst damage, so if you insist using her limit burst to deal damage, Rain is your friend. And remember that Nalu can imbue rain with thunder element and can chain together with Stardust Ray. Okay, quite nice, I must say. And for priority, I think the most important thing you need to do is awaken her pre-Neo-Vision abilities. Okay, because if you don't awaken her 7 stars abilities, you cannot do triple cast. Okay, this is really important to change your spirit 20% into triple cast. Okay, especially if you don't able to make her into X+1. Okay, and for the first ability you need to awaken is Lightning Beast Claw, because yeah, Stardust Ray or Neo-Vision are common, but Bolting Strike maybe not so much. So that's why prioritize this Lightning Beast Claw. Okay, and then if you need Stardust Ray Chain, of course, Thunderbolt Thrust. It is static ability, so it is also usable on your Brave Shift form. And on your Brave Shift form, Rumored Curl. So this gonna give her 150% Beast, Insect, and Plant Killers. Without this passive, she is nothing on her Brave Shift form. Okay, so make sure you awaken this. And again, if you don't like chaining, you want to make her finisher, then level up Lightning Panther Slash. Okay, and that's for the abilities. Now my conclusion for Nalu. So I can say that she's not bad, but actually who's bad on Neo-Vision form? Until now, all Neo-Vision are still good condition, okay, except maybe some ninja, okay, but he is also not bad, okay. And yes, she is good. She can chain with Bolting Strike and Stardust Ray. She is strong against Beast, Plant, and Insects. So yes, maybe good for Dark Vision, but again, Lock Element, maybe you need to pray to find that kind of enemies. Okay, so sure, there are lots of let's say Beast enemy, Plant enemy, Insect enemy on Dark Vision, but are they weak against lightning? Let's pray. Okay, and she's also very simple to use. No need to think about damage modifier, boost, etc. From the first turn, spam that ability and that's it. Really nice, really simple. And yes, her Trust Master reward is still pretty good on today's standard, but again, I really hate her being locked to Thunder element. So I can say she's kind of like Dark Knight Leon. Actually, Dark Knight Leon is not good example because Dark Knight Leon is still able to do non-elemental attack using Dark Knight Torch. So again, why they lock her to Thunder element when it is really unnecessary? Because if you take a look here on her STMR, it is already lightning element. So what's wrong? Okay, I think this lightning element are more like nerf for her instead of main feature. Okay, but still, as long as the enemy don't have thunder resist, you are safe to use her. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more Final Fantasy Brave X Views Guide. Bye bye guys.